Tai otetaan sama teitukoneen pistooli. Olis meillä on nyt 18. Saako tuolta kuulla? Toi tiedemies oli pakko tappaa, että me päästiin. Jätetään loppuut henkiin vaikka. Ja nyt periaatteessa työskentelee vapaalla. Tänne pääsee jo. Kun sinne on kerran mennyt niin näköjään. Vissiin jäi mulla pleikkaversiostakin puuttumaan. Tuo mikä haetaan tuolta testihuoneesta. Sinne pitää päästä ilman hälytystä. Anteeksi, en häiritse teitä kauempaa. Joskus näistä pöydilläkin oli jotain. Tuo servetti kuppi. Tarkistaa nyt tää keittiötilaakin. Paljon puuttuu. 4 itemiä. Joo, tästä mennään suoraan sinne tohtori Senkeriin. Terve, miten voitte tänä iltana? Sähköperänä yhtään. Ai niin, siinä hasardihuoneessa vai mikä lienee. Kiitos. Hyvää illan jatkoa. Jep. Pitäis olla kaikki. Olis meillä vasta puoli tuntia, tää on nyt, me on melkein pelattu. Tai kohta 40 minuuttia. Joo.
You must be Dr. Schenker.
Who are you?
We'll have time for introductions later. Our first priority is to get out of here.
They sent a woman to liberate me? Mein Gott in Himmel.
You can lodge a formal complaint the minute we set foot on Western soil. In the meantime, can we go?
This was not part of the arrangement.
She is here!
Excuse me for a moment, Doctor.
Here she comes!
As I was saying, perhaps we should go.
It seems I have no choice. Ein Moment, bitte, my wife.
Tarkistetaan vielä. Joo, on kaikki. käytöstapoja vähän. Pidetään tämän jälkeen pikkupaussi, mikä laittaa kahvia itselleni sapuskaa tulemaan. Palataan sitten ihan pikaisesti.
Alarm! Alarm!
Good girl.
No kiitos, kiitos. Joo, tuli Super Spy Rankings. Ihan pieni hetki, minä käyn keittää kahvit ja laitan ruuan. No niin, palataan astialle. Yep.
During the flight to London, attempt to learn as much as possible from Dr. Schenker about his research. Schenker is a notoriously cautious man, so direct questions are not advised. He is also reported to have little tolerance for skeptics. Try to keep an open mind.
Selvä. Tässä mien tarvitse mitään ihmeellisiä tavaroita.
This is your captain speaking. We have reached a cruising altitude of 24,000 feet and will soon be leaving German airspace. I've turned off the seatbelt and no smoking signs. Feel free to move about the cabin. We'll be arriving in London at approximately 6:15 p.m. local time. The temperature is currently 25 degrees centigrade with clear skies. I think we can expect a lovely, relaxing flight.
What about your wife? Will she be joining you in England?
Says Todd. For 2 years. Pardon me, I must get used to speaking English. My wife died 2 years ago.
My condolences, Doctor. I wasn't aware. There's no mention of her demise in our files.
It was not made public. There was an accident at the laboratory during an experiment. She was killed. You are familiar with my line of research?
No, but it must be fascinating.
Quite so. I was the head of the Biological Explosives Research Team.
Biological explosives. Sounds rather outlandish, frankly.
Perhaps, but also very real and very dangerous. Imagine an undetectable chemical reagent which can be injected into a living host. The reagent causes a reaction in the organism that culminates in a massive explosion that feeds on organic material. In other words, the effective range of the weapon is dictated by the amount of catalyst in the reagent and the population density at ground zero. In a city, the death toll could be tens of thousands. The speed of the reaction can be controlled with great accuracy by the chemical composition of the reagent.
Human time bombs.
Quite so.
Miten se on mahdollista?
How is such a thing possible?
I spent many years trying to answer that very... Perhaps you'd care to read an article I've been preparing on the subject. It's rather fundamental, but it will give you a foundation for understanding the larger issues.
I'm deeply honored.
Don't mention it. I feel it is my duty to reward open-mindedness and imagination whenever the opportunity arises. You would make a fine pupil. By the way, I never thanked you. I'm sorry I doubted your competence.
Apology accepted.
We are in position.
You know what to do, Sonny.
Yes, sir.
Initiating docking procedure and jamming our communications.
You're up, laddies. We're going aboard.
Was ist los?
I'm not sure. Stay here while I investigate. Keep this door locked.
Boy, this is frustrating me. I know you're there.
Kaksi. Täällä ei mitään. Täällä ei ole mitään. Sinä kuolet. Noin, kiitos. Joo, tää oli viimeinen.
This food is dead! Incoming!
Eli seuraavasti pitää löytää kuuma. Joo. Paljon.
So much for a lovely, relaxing flight.
Sleep tight, lassie.
You're not going to kill her? What if she wakes up?
Now look here, you. I'm not gonna butcher a fellow countryman without a specific grudge. If she wakes up, she can fend for herself. If she dies, then she ain't really a Scot, so I won't feel bad. Now, go get that doctor fella and do a final sweep. Take anything that looks important. Papers, files, whiskey, whatever.
Yes, sir?
Something's not right. All right, let's go.
But some of our men are still aboard.
Listen to you crying like a wee girl. They'll have to make do, won't they?
Those bastards left us here! There aren't any more parachutes!
Back by the cargo hold.
Well, that's unexpected. Make sure she doesn't land on her feet.
Tuota ei saa.
before they...
Aha. Se laski, että minä nappasin sen. No hienoa.
She's a creditor, people.
Jep, totta kai. Onhan nää Scotti. Paljas me ollaan jo nauhoitettu kohta tunti. Seuraava kai ei oo pitkä, niin pelataan ainakin se, ellei hirveesti töpeeksi.
Congratulations! You have failed again. Although the circumstances were certainly extraordinary in this case, don't expect much sympathy from command. Unity cannot afford failures, however justifiable.
I'm impressed, Agent Archer. I expected that promoting you to field operations would be disastrous, but I never imagined a catastrophe of these proportions. You've now managed to botch 2 high-profile, high-stakes missions. Care to explain?
If you can master your animosity enough to address me in a civil tone, I'll attempt to explain in terms you might understand exactly how I believe we've arrived at this impasse, sir.
Your inadequacy is matched only by your impertinence. If you find my manners offensive, I suggest you find a line of work more suited to your delicate nature. Gardening, for example, or perhaps motherhood.
This is getting us nowhere.
Neither is she. I'm impressed, Agent Archer. I expected that promoting you to field operations would be disastrous, but I never imagined a catastrophe of these proportions. You've now managed to botch 2 high-profile, high-stakes missions. Care to explain?
I did my best under the circumstances.
Well, now that we've seen you at your best, I'm not sure we can afford to see you on an off day.
Now, Mr. Smith, we've had a few setbacks.
A few setbacks?
Agent Archer, I must confess that I'm troubled by the results we've seen from you thus far. But I also realize that you've been thrust into some formidable situations.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me yet. It's quite probable that things will get worse before they get better.
I don't see how that's possible.
Did you get a look at your assailant?
Aye, that I did.
Did you recognize him?
Sergeant Magnus Armstrong, born in Glasgow, Scotland, 1925. Frequently in trouble as a lad due to a penchant for fighting. By all accounts, he was a good-natured, likable young man. Never bullied anybody, only picked fights with boys that were game for a brawl. Got kicked out of several schools before his parents finally stuck him in a military academy. During the war, he served as a sapper in France and Germany, everything from mine removal to demolitions and sabotage. Earned himself quite a reputation for his reckless antics. The most popular legend had to do with a bridge he allegedly crippled with nothing but a shovel and a hand grenade. A German supply train did the rest. When it reached the weakened section of the bridge, the whole structure came crashing down.
It's a shame this chap ended up on the wrong side of the law.
To the best of our knowledge, he's never been involved in anything this big before. Most of his arrests since returning from the war have been related to public brawling.
Any theories on why he didn't simply shoot you when he had the chance?
I'll be sure to ask him when I bring him in.
That's assuming you get the opportunity.
She just might. We may have a lead. This morning, West German custom officials in Hamburg discovered several suspicious-looking chemical containers aboard a Finnish cargo freighter. Fortunately, these chaps decided to inform us rather than seizing the contraband outright, which gives us a chance to conduct a covert investigation.
You believe this is the link to Dr. Schenker?
It could well be. If so, given the specific chemicals found aboard the freighter, it's a fairly safe bet the kidnappers are not only aware of Dr. Schenker's research, but also determined to capitalize upon it.
If our theories are correct, the kidnappers are in Hamburg or will be arriving shortly. A good spy could find them. Fortunately, we're sending a good spy on this mission. You'll be working with him.
A new partner?
More like a supervisor.
An American named Thomas Goodman. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Aye, but I thought he was killed in Amsterdam.
Really? He's a resourceful chap, though. He did a daring escape on a stolen bicycle with half the Dutch police force in hot pursuit and KGB agents waiting in ambush around every corner. Smashing story. I'm sure he'll recount it if you ask him. At any rate, you're to rendezvous with him in Germany and see what the two of you can dig up. You'll take your orders directly from him during this mission.
Thank God.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Agent Archer?
Yes, sir?
What was it like falling out of that plane?
I promise to tell you about it sometime.
I tell you she's a liability.
Perhaps, but I'm not convinced yet.
What will it take to convince you? How many more catastrophes must we suffer through? Because keeping her on the active list will lead to further disasters. Of that, I'm certain.
Yes, I can see that you are.
Our purpose is to preserve freedom, to protect innocent lives, to combat evil wherever it manifests. We can't afford to tolerate anything that stands in the way of that goal. The girl may be spirited, but she's virtually incompetent.
I admire your sense of duty, but I question your judgment. I can't say that at my prime I would have performed any better than she under the circumstances.
You're assuming her reports are entirely genuine. Personally, I wouldn't be at all surprised to learn that she'd colored the facts. The bloody things read like adventure novels.
So now you're indicting her credibility?
Does that seem unreasonable? The girl was a thief, for goodness sakes. A little skepticism seems prudent.
I'll take it under advisement.
Look, it's not too late to pull her off the assignment. I've read the American's file. He's perfectly capable of handling an operation like this on his own.
Probably so. But I have the strangest feeling a woman's touch is exactly what we need on this one.
I can't argue with you when you're like this.
No, you can't.
I hope you realize you're letting yourself be ruled by intuition. Reason tends to make a far more reliable counselor.
You might ruminate on that adage yourself.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. Here's a perfume that'll really knock 'em out. Literally. It sprays a cloud of vapor that contains a potent sedative capable of knocking out a horse, let alone an adult human. Just be careful not to wander into the cloud yourself, or who knows where or even if you'll wake up. Why don't you try it out on Leon here? He's been up for 32 hours straight working on a new prototype. The rest might do him some good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Proceed to Hamburg, West Germany, and rendezvous with Thomas Goodman, an operative from Unity's American branch. Proceed to Hamburg, West Germany, and rendezvous with Thomas Goodman, an operative from Unity's American branch. Goodman may have information concerning Dr. Schenker's whereabouts. The rendezvous will take place at Das Einsame Valkyrie, a popular beatnik nightclub in Hamburg. You will recognize Agent Goodman by his rugged good looks and the unlit cigarette he is holding in his left hand. Offer him a light. He will answer with, "Sorry, but I don't smoke." Once you have made contact, you will be under Agent Goodman's command. Follow his orders implicitly.
Tämä selvä. Tarviiko minä täällä? Otetaan tämä.
How am I going to get in there?
I demand to be let in.
I'm sorry. That's impossible.
But my girlfriend is inside.
I understand that, but I can't let you in.
Can I at least go find her?
Sadly, no.
Why not?
Because the club is full. Nobody else is allowed.
Well, can you go find her for me?
I must stay here.
Then can you send someone to find her?
Everyone is busy. You will just have to wait.
I want to speak to someone in charge.
As I said, everyone is busy. If you come back tomorrow after 10 a.m., perhaps you can speak with someone then.
But my girlfriend is in there now.
Perhaps you should have come together. Then you would not be in this situation, and I would not have to listen to you shouting at me.
I'm just getting warmed up.
It's not my fault that you're out here and she is in there. It is your fault. She is your girlfriend. You should have known better than to ask her to wait for you inside a club that is known to fill up every single night.
Can I please just go and find her?
I said no, and I meant it. Now go away or I will call the police.
Schweinhund.
Scheißkopf.
Is it always as crowded? Yeah, the place fills up every night. People come for the music. Do you think they'll let us in? I doubt it. I have to get in there. Really? Well, let me help you. I'll distract the bouncer so you can climb in through that window. Watch out for the camera, though. Thanks. My pleasure. Have fun. Hello, big boy.
Well, hello there.
It sure is crowded tonight.
It usually is. This place is very popular.
You must meet a lot of pretty girls.
Yes, but rarely do I meet enchanting ones.
You're teasing.
I do not tease.
Promises?
You will excuse me. This is all I have time for this evening. Thank you, thank you. Perhaps I will sing for you later. What is so important you need to interrupt me in the middle of a performance? You know how these people treasure my concerts. Now they will lament.
Das tut mir leid, Fräulein Wagner.
Of course, if they are sad, they will buy more drinks to drown their sorrows, which is good for business. But it troubles me to know that someone is unhappy because I was unable to give enough of myself. A gift like mine comes with terrible responsibility, you know.
Yeah, and you have so much of yourself to give.
Even such pathetic, horrible creatures as these smelly beatniks deserve some sympathy, yeah? Now then, perhaps you will care to remind me why I am talking instead of singing.
Fräulein Wagner, the superstar is here. What should we do?
So, the fly has rung the doorbell of the spider. You did the right thing. Let her have a few drinks. Then she goes to the water closet. Grab her and bring her to me. Am I understood?
Jawohl.
Good. Watch her closely. She is not to leave under any circumstances.
It will be done as you have asked.
If you succeed, perhaps I will be convinced to sing for you. Would you like that?
Very much so, Fräulein Wagner. It would be a great honor.
Then make me happy. When I am happy, I sing like a nightingale.